Hello my dear children, welcome back to English class. Today we are going to see chapter number 4 from Supplementary Reader, The Enemy, written by Pearl S. Buck. Today we are going to see only the first part of the story. Before we go into the story, let's read something about the author. Pearl Sidden Stryker Buck, she was born on 26th of June 1892 in West Virginia, which is in America, and she died on 6th March 1973 in Vermont, which is also in America, and she was 80 years old when she passed away. She was an American writer and a teacher. She got notable awards like Pulitzer Prize in 1932, and she is also an awardee of Nobel Prize in Literature in 1938. And some of her notable works are The Exile, Portrait of an American Mother, which she wrote on her mother. Okay, in this book she has written about her own mother children. So this is a kind of a biography, you can say. And one more biography she wrote on her father, and she named it Fighting Angel, Portrait of a Soul. And apart from these biographies, she wrote some other novels like East Wind, West Wind and The Good Earth. Children, I want all of you to take your notebooks, your classwork notes and your book also. You take chapter number 4 in your book, and in your classwork note you please write today's date and start jotting down all the notes. Okay, all these characters you please write, and author's introduction also you write. Alright, so it will be very helpful to you, and whatever I have written, I am giving on these slides, you please write it down. You pause the video and you write it down, and you write the complete information about this lesson. Alright, so the enemy in this chapter, these are the important characters. Dr. Sadao Hoki, who is a Japanese surgeon and a scientist. Surgeon means a doctor who does surgery. Alright, and his wife Hannah Hoki, who is also a Japanese, and Tom, who is an American soldier. Alright, who is a POW. In the bracket I have written POW. POW stands for prisoner of war. Okay, so he was a prisoner of war, and there is a cook in the story, cook of Dr. Sadao, who is working in Dr. Sadao's house, and a gardener. So cook and the gardener, they are very elderly people who they are working in Dr. Sadao's house since he was a child. And Yumi, she is a maid, and she is particularly appointed to take care of Dr. Sadao's children. He has 2 children, so to take care of them Yumi has been appointed. And there is a general also. So general is an elderly man who is, an official person of Japan, and who has been diagnosed with some disease and is treated by Dr. Sadao. So this is the situation, children. Before we go in deep into the story, let's see a small gist of the story. So I want you to make a note of this. About the chapter. So the enemy, this story is set in the time of World War II. Okay, it was in World War II, children, and the whole setup it is in Japan. Okay, and during World War II there were some issues going on between Japan and America, and because of this reason Dr. Sadao, he really hated Americans. He considered Americans as his enemies, and in spite of the fact that he lived in America for 8 years, for nearly 8 years he spent in America studying medicine. In spite of this, he hates Americans a lot. Why? Because Americans are his enemies now because of the World War. Alright, and what happens one day, one POW, one American soldier who is completely injured and he was bleeding, and one day he just happened to arrive near Dr. Sadao's house. Theriyama or nal vanditar. Okay, this American soldier fulla kaayam, odam fulla kaayam, is completely bleeding, and staggering means what? Walking with lot of difficulty. So he staggered towards Dr. Sadao's house. He was completely injured. So in the mari or condition la vanda or POW, prisoner of war vandone, this Dr. Sadao, he didn't know what to do. Now he was in a dilemma. Dilemma means what? It's not dilemma. Some people will say dilemma. It's not dilemma. It is dilemma. So he was in a dilemma. He was in a confusion state whether to hand him over to the army, or being a doctor he should save him, or to throw him back into the ocean, or to leave him to die. Okay, so he was in a dilemma. He was in a confusion. All right. So this story is all about what a person chooses. Okay, what a person takes as his duty. As a patriot, he should hand him over to the army, or as a doctor he should save him. So the story is all about this only, children. It is about humanity and love and affection and duties and responsibilities. All right, so let's see what Dr. Sadao and his wife Hannah choose to do with this enemy is none other than the American POW, the prisoner of war. Okay, now let's see how the story begins. So here I have done a small flow chart of the chapter, because the chapter is very big, children. It is very lengthy. So this flow chart will help you to remember the facts. Okay, so I want all of you to make a note of it. Please make this flow chart in your notebook. So first we are going to see Dr. Sadao's house and how he spent his childhood and how he got married to Hannah. Okay, there's a beautiful story behind this. After that we are going to see how this POW arrived near Dr. Sadao's house, what was his condition, and how they came to know that this POW, that injured man was a POW and he was an American. எப்படி வந்து அந்த ஃபேமிலிக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருந்தது we are going to see. Then we are going to see how Dr. Sadao and Hannah, they reacted to the situation, because he was an American, yes or no? Even though he was injured, even though he needed help, he was an American. Okay, so how they reacted. Then how the servants, what was the servant's reaction. And then we are going to see that the recovery of Tom. Who is Tom? He is none other than the American soldier. Then the general's idea. We saw one general. No, general is an elderly man who was diagnosed with some disease and who was getting treatment from Dr. Sadao. Okay, so general was you can say he was a bureaucrat. Okay, he was a VIP in Japan. He gave some idea, and what was the final decision of Dr. Sadao. And finally we are going to see how this Tom happened to escape. Okay, so this is a beautiful flow chart. You please make it in your classwork note. Now let's see Dr. Sadao's house, childhood and his marriage. Yes, so Dr. Sadao's house, it was situated in the coastal region of Japan, children, and the house was made up of stone. It was a square stone house. Okay, and his house was, since it was in the coastal region, the landscape was completely rocky. Okay, full of rocks, full of பாறையா இருந்தது. அந்த பாறை மேல ஒரு சின்ன stone house was built. Okay, it was an old house, very old traditional Japanese style ல கட்டின ஒரு stone house. Okay, and of course it was a coastal region, so அங்க ஒரு narrow beach இருந்தது, and along with the beach so many bent pine trees were also there. So this Sadao, he spent his childhood there, and he remembers that he used to run on the beach bare feet. He used to climb on the pine trees. Okay, like every child, like a normal child, his activities were also quite outdoors. All right, and there's a special character here, even though he is not alive now in the story, but he is very much connected to the story. Okay, he is none other than Sadao's father, who was an orthodox Japanese man. Okay, orthodox means what? Following all the conventional and stereotype old rules and regulations. Okay, like a classic man. So he was an orthodox Japanese, very strict personality he was, and he was a very serious kind of a man, and he never joked or played with Sadao. When Sadao was a small young boy, the father never used to play with him because he was very serious, all right. And he was quite serious about Sadao's education, which is the reason why Sadao was sent to America at the age of 22 for studying medicine. All right, and he spent nearly 8 years in America. He studied medicine there. Not only he studied medicine, but he not only he became doctor, but also he became a very good scientist also. He became a surgeon, plus he also became a scientist, okay. And he returned Japan when he was 30 years old. So nearly 8 years he spent in America. And during his stay in America, la avan padikumbodhu, he used to stay in Professor Harley's house, okay. Avaroda veetla Professor Harley அப்படிங்கற ஒரு professor வீட்ல அமெரிக்கால அவரோட வீட்ல he used to stay. And during this stay he met Hannah for the first time, okay. இந்த ஹார்லேயோட வீட்டில் இருக்கும்போது ஹானா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் மீட் பண்ணாரு, and he liked Hannah very much, okay. He was very much attracted towards Hannah, and before proposing Hannah for marriage, he confirmed that she was a Japanese. Why? What is the reason? Obviously because the father was an Orthodox Japanese, yes or no? So he never would agree if his son got married to some other country girl, okay. So he confirmed that Hannah was a Japanese, and only after coming to know that she was a Japanese, he happily proposed Hannah, and after that he brought Hannah to meet his father, and finally they got married. So this is the story behind their marriage. And now at present Hannah and her husband Sadao, and now they have 2 children. They 4 of them, they live in Japan House, the same square stone Japan house which was near the coastal region of Japan. Now they are staying there, they are living there, and the father is no more, okay. Avaru iranduttaru. Now 4 of them are living in a beautiful house in Japan, okay. This is the story. Now we are going to see how the POW, prisoner of war, how he arrived to his house, near his house, and how this family reacted to it. Now let's see. Yes, so now finally they decided to treat him, and yes, so arrival of POW, prisoner of war. So what happened, one night it was full of mist, okay. It was very cold, and the cold waves were coming from the ocean, okay. Ipo na solla what you have to do, children, you have to not only have to jot down the notes, but also you have to visualize, okay. Nee apdiye imagination, you have to imagine and you have to see, only then you will remember all the incidents, okay children. So it was dark, it was night, and the servants, they were busy inside the house, and it was completely covered with mist, okay. The beautiful white mist, it was traveling from the ocean, and it was crossing the house, okay. And beautiful white waves were also coming out of the ocean. So it was quite windy and full of mist. It was very cold. And Dr. Sadao and Hannah, husband and wife, they were standing out of the house, maybe in the veranda, and they were watching these beautiful waves coming out of the ocean, okay. It was night time. What happened, suddenly they were talking, and suddenly they noticed that out of the mist, okay, and the panil irundhu edo something black was coming out, okay. Edo nadandu, edo karupana oru uruvam vandu nadandu vara mari irundhudu, and it was it was a man, okay. And the uruvam yaroda uruvam, adu or man. He was staggering, please make a note. Staggering means walking with difficulty, ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டு நடந்து வரது, that's called staggering. So he was staggering. ஏதோ கருப்பான ஒரு உருவம் மட்டும்தான், nobody can identify who the man was, okay. And suddenly what happened, after staggering, he fell on his knees and he started crawling means அந்த குழந்தை எல்லாம் நடந்து வரும்ல on all fours, using hands and knees மேல நடந்து வந்தா, that is called crawling. like a small baby. So because he was not able to stand properly, to walk properly, he was staggering, he was in difficulty, he was in pain. Okay, so he started crawling, and after crawling for a few steps, again he fell down completely on the ground. Okay, so now he was motionless, there was no movement in the man. Initially, Dr. Sadao, he thought that the man might be a fisherman because it was a coastal region. Yes or no? So, yaro or fisherman da adipattu vandirukkaru appdinu nenichanga. They rushed towards this man. Okay, both the husband and wife, they ran towards the man. And what they saw that one portion of the body was completely smeared with sand. Smeared, please write this new word, smeared, SMEARED, SMEARED. Smeared means completely covered with. Okay, பூசன மாதிரி இருந்தது. So one side was completely smeared with sand, and he was fully bleeding. Okay, the man was bleeding and he was motionless, there was no movement in the body, and he was wearing an old cap which was completely soaked means full ஈரமா இருந்தது, நனைஞ்சு இருந்தது. Okay, because he came out of the water, no, so he was also very wet, and he had long yellow hair. You should make a note of the color of the hair, children, because usually Asian people, we are all Asian, yes or no? ஏஷியால இருக்கிற மக்களுக்கு ஹேர் வந்து யூஸ்வலி எந்த கலர்ல இருக்கும்? யூஸ்வலி black in color, but this man's hair was yellow in color, so obviously he was not an Asian, he was a Western man. Okay, and he also had a rough yellow beard. So Dr. Sadao, since he was a surgeon, using his expert fingers, he just examined his body, okay, the bleeding man's body, and he found somewhere in the lower back of the right side, he found that fresh blood was flowing, it was coming out. Okay, so maybe the wound was there, he was injured on the right side of the lower back. Okay, and fresh blood was flowing from there, and it was a gun wound, children. Maybe someone might have shot him. Okay, yaro sutrupanga, so because of that the blood was flowing, and the whole flesh was blackened with the gunpowder. Okay, and it seemed like an old wound, romba palaya or a kaya mari irundhathu, not fresh wound, it was very very old, and which was not treated for a long time. All right, அந்த மாதிரி இருந்தது பார்க்கிறதுக்கு. And Hannah, she found that the man was a white man. Okay, white man means வெள்ளக்காரன். Obviously he was an American because the war was going on between America and Japan. So கண்டிப்பா அந்த அடிபட்ட ஆள் வந்து யாரு? He was an American only. And on his cap, to confirm that he was an American, on the cap it was written US Navy. Okay, so இது என்ன நடந்திருக்கும் அப்படின்னா, what might have happened is this American, he might have been caught by the Japanese army and he might have been imprisoned. Okay, jailkulla ivana vechirundirpaanga, and from there he might have tried to escape. Okay, and during his escape he might have been shot by the Japanese army. Okay, idudhan nadandirukum. So we don't know, even Sadao or Hannah, they don't know what might have happened, they are just guessing. Okay, idudhan nadandirukum appdinu avanga chuma guess pandranga. And now since this POW was his enemy, yes or no, Japanese people oda enemy, so Sadao oda enemy he was. So Sadao, now he was in a dilemma whether to save him or to hand him over to the army or to throw him back into the ocean. Ipo enna aguna, since he is a doctor, ipo doctor ngara morale, if he saves him, what could happen? Enna agum, enna nadakka chances irukku? Doctor's family might be in danger. Yes or no, it could come in danger, because it might be doing injustice to his own country. Okay, so and as a patriot, what he can do, he can only hand him over to the army. But remember children, this American soldier, no, he was completely wounded, he was completely injured, and he was bleeding very badly. He was he was in the stage of dying. Okay, so on the grounds of humanity, Sadao, he didn't want to hand him over to the army. Okay, so what they decided is, they decided to save him for time being, to treat him, and after he gets recovered, they decided that they would hand him over to the army, okay, or to the police. Now let's see what happens next. Yes, so now finally they decided to treat him and then hand him over to the police, and they started lifting him, okay, carry him. So when they carried, they noticed that he was as light as a fowl. Fowl means bird. So he was very weightless, okay, the man was very weightless, he was very light, he was not heavy. Why he was not heavy? Only the skeleton was remaining, children. So just imagine how much he was tortured in the prison. Okay, so for so many days he might not have eaten good food. So because of that, so much of weight he lost. Now he was very, very light, and then he put him in Sadao's father's bedroom, and the father was not alive, so they took him to the bedroom, and Hannah, she took one soft white silk quilt from the cupboard. Quilt means a bed sheet kind of a thing, okay, a bed sheet, a very thick bed sheet, you can say. She took it out, and initially she was hesitating to use this for the injured man, because he was full of blood, yes or no? So that might dirty the quilt, but nevertheless she used it for him because he needed it more. So finally they decided to bathe him because he was very dirty, and Hannah, she went out to call Yumi. You remember who is Yumi? Yumi is a maid, especially she was appointed especially for the children. So she went to Yumi and she asked her to bring hot water and to clean this POW, prisoner of war. Okay, avana clean பண்றதுக்காக யூமி கிட்ட சொல்லி hot water எடுத்துட்டு வர சொல்றாங்க. Yumi, now by this time all the servants, who are the servants? The cook, the gardener, and Yumi, all three of them, they came to know about all this incident. Okay, so initially they hesitated to help this stranger, this American man, this enemy, but finally they agreed because they had to listen to their boss. Okay, and the boss, Dr. Sadao, he promised all the three servants that he would treat, and after his recovery he would hand him over to the police. So in the condition kaprana, all the three servants, they agreed to work in the house. Yumi, what she did, she brought the hot water in a big wooden bucket, and when she came inside the room, which room? Father's bedroom. When the moment she saw the injured man, she hesitated to bathe him. Okay, she put the bucket down and she said to Hannah that she would not clean him. Okay, avalala clean panna mudiyadunu solta clear. And she said that I cannot clean this enemy, he is my enemy, I cannot clean him. So Hannah reluctantly, unwillingly, she took the cloth, she dipped it in the hot water, and she started cleaning the American soldier. Okay, children, she started cleaning, and when she cleaned, she noticed each and everything on his face, and he was so fair, he was so white, and his hair was blonde, it was yellow in color. Okay, so it was a new a guest. Okay, he was a guest, he was very new, this kind of feature, it was very new to her. So she noticed everything, and suddenly the doctor, he came inside with his big doctor bag, okay, with so many tools inside that. So after coming, he opened the bag, he took all the operating tools, and Hannah, she took so many pieces of cloth, because obviously the blood would ooze out. So to stop the blood, to clean the blood, she took a lot of cloth, and she kept it around the prisoner, okay, to the around the patient. Here we should call him patient. So in no time, the cloth and the bed, the quilt, everything got ruined with the blood. Okay, everything was filled with blood, and it got dirty. And by seeing this, Hannah, she started feeling very she got the sensation of vomiting. She closed her mouth with both her hands, and she ran outside the garden. She ran outside the room, she went in the garden, and she started puking there, she started vomiting there. Okay, so Dr. Sadao, he didn't stop, because there he was a doctor now. He was not a husband, he was a doctor. And he opened the bag, he removed all the tools, and he started peering into the wound. Okay, he started examining the wound, and he found that the bullet was still inside there. Now Hannah, she was back, she came out, and now let's see what happens. The man started groaning. Groaning means shouting in pain. Okay, please you please make a note of it. Groan means crying out of pain. Okay, valila katturadhu. So this man, he was still unconscious, and he started groaning in pain. And Hannah, she was ready to give anesthetic. Okay, and according to the instructions given by Dr. Sadao, she saturated the cotton in some medicine, and she held it near the patient's nostrils. Okay, nostril means the hole of the nose. She held it there, and because of the smell, he might get unconscious. Okay. So after that, Sadao, suddenly he felt something hard near the kidney, and with his expert fingers he used the tools, and he brought the bullet out. He took it out. Okay, and the man, he started muttering. He said, "Guts, they got my guts." Okay, with muttering means crying out of pain with very unclear words. So he said, "Guts, they got my guts." So Hannah, she was completely scared, because this was the first, these were the first words spoken by the injured man. Okay, so she got scared, and she started shouting, and Sadao, he silenced her. And this man, the patient, the American man, again he went into silence. That means again he got unconscious. Now the pulse started becoming very feeble. Feeble means, please make a note, weak, W-E-A-K, weak. And Sadao, he took his medicine, and he thrust it into Tom's left arm. He injected some medicine in the left arm of Tom. Tom is none other than the American soldier. And the pulse started, it started growing stronger. Okay, so this is basically the procedure of the treatment children. He was brought in, he was bathed, okay, he was cleaned, and he was diagnosed, and the bullet was found near the kidney, and the bullet was taken out after giving the anesthetic. Okay, and when the pulse went down, Sadao, immediately he took injection, and he gave to Tom on his left arm, and again the pulse started coming. So this is the procedure of the treatment. And after that, the man, he woke up. Even though he was very weak, he was feeling very weak and feeble, he woke up, and when the moment he opened his eyes, the eyes were blue in color, and the eyes were terrified. Terrified means scared. Okay, the eyes were still in fear. Because he didn't know where he was, he didn't know what was happening with him, what kind of people he was surrounded with. Okay, idella edume and the Tom ku vandu theriyadu. So he was still scared, romba bayathoda Tom vandu paduthirundaru. Okay, now the next day, adhaadu operation pannadukku adutha naal, he tried to get up from his place. Okay, but he was interrupted by Hannah. He was stopped by Hannah, and she asked him to take rest. And Hannah, she brought some food for him, and she gently fed him from the porcelain spoon. புரியுதா, ஒரு போர்ஸ்லைன் ஸ்பூன் யூஸ் பண்ணி அவனுக்கு வந்து ஃபீட் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டான். நெக்ஸ்ட் ஆன் த நெக்ஸ்ட் டே, அதாவது ஆப்ரேஷன் பண்ணதுக்கு தேர்ட் டே, வாட் ஹேப்பன், திஸ் யங் மேன், ஹூ இஸ் a young man, the American soldier, okay, he tried to sit, he gathered all his strength and he tried to sit, and he was showing a very good improvement, a very good recovery, but he was still weak, children. And Dr. Sadao, he came and he advised him to take rest, okay, not to sit, and he made him to lie on the bed, okay. So now he was looking a 17 years old boy, children. He was looking very weak and pale, very thin, okay, only bones were there inside, only life was running, he was just breathing and nothing else was there in his body. So he was looking very young, like 17 years old boy. And here Dr. Sadao, he made it very clear, he informed that American man that all the Americans are his enemies, and after his recovery he is planning to hand him over to the police, okay. So he clearly told him. All right, so let's see what happens next. So the servants' reaction, so servants, they really hesitated to work in the house, okay. Why? Because Sadao was sheltering, he was giving shelter to the enemy. Yes or no? Just imagine that one Pakistani is staying inside your house and he is a Pakistani, a soldier or someone. So how bad we would feel, we would be living in fear every moment. Yes or no? So likewise here the servants, they were also very very much hesitating to work in the house, and they were working there since Sadao was a young boy, okay. So they were really, they didn't know, they were also in a dilemma whether to leave the job or to continue. So finally these servants, they started protesting, and they said that they would not work in the house anymore. So after this, Sadao, he decided that now he would take a big step. So he went into his room, his study room, he took a white paper and he started writing a letter to the chief of the police, and he wrote everything, okay, that in the month of February one POW came near his house and he was completely injured, he was bleeding, so he decided to treat him as a doctor, and after that he decided to hand him over to the police. So all the details he wrote in that letter, but he never posted it, okay. He hesitated to post it. Now what happened on 7th day, now third day was over, now 4th day, 5th day, 6th day, and now it was 7th day, and two things happened on the 7th day, okay. What happened? First thing, in the morning when Hannah woke up, she went into the kitchen, she found that the food was not ready, the house was not clean, even the garden, the plants were not watered, okay. So endha velayum nadakala veetla, and the servants, their bags were all packed. Bags in a very big white cloth, they put all their clothes and belongings in that cloth, they wrapped it, okay. Adu apdiye ஒரு துணி பேக் மாதிரி இருந்தது. So they packed everything. So it was understood that the servants were not ready to work in the house anymore, okay. They started crying, all the three servants, they started crying, and the gardener, he was feeling very much that hereafter he will not be able to work in the garden, he would not be able to water the plants, okay. Even the cook, he was also crying, he said that hereafter he would not be able to cook for the family, and the maid Yumi, she was crying for the children, okay. She said to Hannah that in future if children cry for Yumi, she asked her to call her, okay, because she was living nearby. So she said to Hannah to call her if the children cried. So Hannah, she didn't cry, she paid the money to all the three servants and she asked them to go. And after they left, Hannah, she was busy in the kitchen preparing food for her husband, for the children, and for the POW, for the American. And Dr. Sadao, he took care of the children, okay. So somehow they managed to take care of the house. So this was the first thing happened on that day. This happened in the morning, and during afternoon, you know what happened? The door knocked, and When Hannah went near the door, she opened the door and she was completely startled. She was completely shocked to see a messenger, அதாவது ஒரு போலீஸ்மேன் நிக்கிற மாதிரி இருந்தது. Okay, he was wearing an official uniform. He was standing at the doorstep, and Hannah's hands went weak. Okay, so definitely obviously நம்ம என்ன நினைப்போம், might be these servants, they went to the police and they informed that Dr. Sadav's family was sheltering an American POW. Okay, adu poi sollitangalo appdin nanichittu Hannah was completely scared. And not only this, even Sadav, when he came, when he saw this messenger, he was also completely worried. He was very scared, and both the husband and wife, they didn't know what to do because small children were also there inside the house. So they didn't know what to do. And we are going to continue the second part of the story in our next class. In the next class, we are going to see who the messenger was, why he came, whether he came to arrest the family, if he arrested, what would be the future of the children, and everything we are going to see. And if not, he didn't come to arrest the family, then what else he came for. So we will see. I'm not going to spill the beans now. We are going to see the rest of the story in our next class, children. Until then, have patience and please try to read the story from the book, only till where I stopped. Okay, so let the suspense continue. Okay, children, we will meet in the next class. Thank you. I hope you all have noted all the important points you have all noted in the classwork notebook. So thank you, children. We'll meet in the next class.